how they've managed to do it. And they might just cut themselves a slice on this northeast side, which seems to be the case here, John. And they're just swinging shit
and all their attention up north. I think there's shots coming in through from OG as well.
Lineup versus the Wolves.
Riding in. I think the Wolves might not be long for it. Yeah, they're Sutton able to find Doran on the spray down. Rolbu steps out wide. A challenge isn't good for the first, but there's the little hop out. Swift with it, but there's backup. Osal there as well. The D+ have been falling in the meantime as Gen G are just going to put a stop on this fight. Wolves not going to have a good time. Neither are D+. These recall beacons not available anymore to them. They do not have that option. Osal trying to stay alive. Might just be able to come out victorious.
Last grenade now for Osal. As he got
on that one though, with that blue zone final tick down. Alter Ego crashing in, trying to move in towards Team Secret, but they are being rebuffed immediately. Finally, an answer, and only going to need to come up big and be the main component of the team for now, but Papa Supermassive want to slow them down. The nades are coming in, Blank, there's no time.
I think for Alva here is going to be a very, very difficult res, but if that first nade is terrible, like it is from Lost, then maybe he's able to get out there. Snake's able to get off towards the side. Krypton Alva needs to provide some sort of assistance in this moment. Rosemary will hit the deck once again off for a stray grenade, and Kamikaze starts to push upwards. A smoke goes down to try and keep the team under wraps. Alva has a lot to do.
Rosemary's up, he's immediately back down. Alva still alive, just about on the last lifeline here as the flushes are coming through on his teammates. He steps up for a little bit more. Alva still playing around the smoke.
Nade from AKOP down towards Go. Kraken does go down for it. He's some very long nades as well.
Ooh, more shots, more shutdowns, but there's an answer, a little knock in response. Aru, though, able to dish it out and keep them pressed up against the blue zone, Blank, which is moving currently. It'll be very slow on their side. They're on a very short side of this circle, but it will put pressure on. And these reses needed to come through. Dangerous. Oh, I thought that nade might have found something, but the bounce just a little to the skies. It looks like it might be on target. Is it long enough, though? The bounce. Oh, that deployable cover keeps them safe for just a moment longer.
I mean, it's some...
They have to choose it correctly. Falak under pressure now from the high ground as well. OG looking to try and make inroads now. The 10 eliminations now as they look for the flushes. Loops not able to find that weakness as Ratto Boy himself is down. They step up for the fight. A shotgun around the tree trunk, but it will be good for only one because Kamikaze's still hot. Flush.
Just unreal. Hey, I'm not going to say well. Meantime, you're going to see AK open the lineup here. It is free pickings here for OG in terms of elims across the way. Unfortunately, it's a shot that comes back, though.
There's plenty of off angles taking a look out this way, and they didn't have enough pressure to keep this spraying. They will, though, to slow Goats down. That may be looking for. Maybe not the elims just yet. I wonder if it's going to connect. They can go for these reses here. There's three outside. Force them into a bad position because it's only the one player.
Just lost last left alive here, and he's getting shot from multiple angles. Papa Supermassive will go down in 6th. With 13 elims, though, it's not a bad start to their day.
15 points total, but now 9Z have started to rack up these tallies, and so have Inner Circle do the majority of the damage to the lobby so far. It's really beautiful to see. We'll see how much further they can go at the moment.
They do get concerned slightly for OG, and we've seen them falter on these moments of the games before where I think it's this next step that they struggle with a little. It's like, where do they go from here? What do they want to do? They want to sweep down towards that south side, to that north side, sorry, because right now, like, the options are limited, and they're hoping for a south shift. I think they need to think about what they can do next. I mean, here, for instance,
they have been spotted in APG to take the shots out that way. OG have angles as well. There's the flash coming through. That's for Aru, adding another point to the OG 10.
They're going to send one downwards in Aru, but sightlines are clear there coming through from top. Won't quite find the knock, though. Nade's going to have to do the trick. Does find it with IQ in a circle.
Ooh, looking for the nades over the top. That is not where you want to be putting the nade there, but Doc does go down. The Molotov is good for it. A little under, I'm sure, but it's not going to be able to find that knock on the second player here for 9Z. Dashes across and actually gets to safety behind the shack. Doc is going out into the open. This is no way is he going to be able to do it. As Inner Circle take on the forefront position. Second, a tanky moving in, looking to try and take them down from the top rope, but no, the answer is good. The spray down is there. And APG, they do lose Doc finally, as he will not make that crawl. 9Z have descended. Goodness me, it's chaos on all fronts.
APG were great near the top towards WizGod, so OG do get themselves the top 4 off the back one. Not quite the top 3 I think they were hoping for there from that position, but still, let's say, and an even more aggressive crawl. I think he's the only player that could make it. But you do have APGs also watching these angles, so if they find anything, again, for IC it's a question of vehicles and how they can make that wrap, because I think at this point in time
that they could hop into. The nades there starting to fly.
No way.
Going along, not quite on target.
I see setting up craters. I think that's all they can do. I think this is a smart play, especially here on Raw. Okay.
At the moment, though, that smoke train, those huge number of smokes, I think that's 10 smokes just then invested by APG to be able to stretch out wide, move that vehicle into one of those craters. A first knock onto Noki is good, but it's now 9Z who are eating the majority of lead right now as they crawl on forwards. They don't have anywhere to go. They are probably in the worst position. A downhill approach out the back of a building. It's a tough time. Noki is there, but you can't stand up. You just can't go for that res. And another nade over the top from APG. They have got 3 more remaining. One's already in the sky.
Just Falak and T24 now. Falak's going to make the big cross. T24 holds his angle. Now into a 2v2 here for APG versus IC.
Last nade loose for top. I think that's the last one that's in the pocket potentially. Or maybe they got one more. No, that is it, but it connects. And that's huge. It stops them from getting any more. But Falak with an answer. He's standing tall and now top behind a tree trunk. Falak has the inside track here on the circle. Needs to stay strong for his team now more than ever. Top stands up and the challenge is good. It is Falak.
Which gives you a huge buffer to work with.
Gen G around the corner, trying to find the best place to hit the fight. You can see Batten off in the distance, maybe a little bit too slow. The join, the opener, as Coops goes down, but they are clashing themselves with the Falcons. Moving over from that east side, you can see in the foothills of Everest, they're taking those shots up. And it is getting seems to have calmed down slightly on the inside of this compound, though. I think Igor just wants to get out of here as safely as possible, but that might not be possible. Slams reverse and a knock to himself, crashed into a buggy. I imagine he got a shot sent his way, and it was the final tick of damage that was from slamming into that rock. The buggy rolling back in a circle, wants to try and do it again, take down APG, but hang on a minute, who's that? Get out of there, Jafar. GS trying to rally on in. APG, they've already closed ranks. There's no way that he's getting away with that one. GS maybe want to continue this against Inner Circle, but they've actually found the opener to IQ.
Currently favors towards Tiamba, Reject. The 2 players from Wolves, I guess, but Tiamba currently taking a lot of damage. Goodness me, Bond, you are lucky on that one. But Tiamba now down to just 1 player in Milu across all of them.
It is going to be a tough approach from that northeast side. I mean, 9Z, they went back across the river, moving now past school. You can see them trying to find their way in. Stage 2, still survivable as the circle.
Over the next 5 minutes, if that makes sense. Like, where do they go from here? You want to wrap through the fields? You want to take north compound?
I think that's safe to say from everything we've seen from them so far. They don't quite know what they're trying to go for. A rotate from the Falcons. Okay, sending out straight into the open. This is through everybody in the open Gatka field. And Redox is the punishment that they will be spotted, sprayed down. But the rest of them, are they? No way. 3 of them make it.
All teams that this is absolutely got players in it. But literally in that position, now IC also picks us oversight from that position. This wouldn't happen in, you know, tier 3 tournaments, just because people would crash that spot.
being a little bit of back and forth with D Plus right now. There is a lot of knocks on side, and it's all up to WizGod. Chips in a 1v1 against WizGod for OG. D Plus's players are starting to fall. The nade doesn't connect. A pump action around the side. One shot's all it takes. Chips goes wide again, but it's going to come in through the window there. It's Rosemary who's able to shut down that fight, and now Alter Ego, they're taking this East compound. Goodness me. All right. They want the elims, I guess.
Oh, Alter Ego's going to clear everything before they clear the way. Scouts out in vehicles. Team Secret takes a hell of a nade from 9Z.
They naded from... I mean, they get naded from two fronts here with Reject on the foothills as well. Another nade in, does the damage, doesn't...
Alter Ego and IC win. Finally, 9Z make the move. And they're like, wait, there's no one here? What? But yeah, so they'll pick up Northwest. Oh yeah, I mean, IC don't quite get that luxury, but I think they're happy just to pick up points on the outside as teams attempt to maneuver their way in. Nade's pouring down, and Divine walks straight into one.
That is unfavorable there. Coming through for Reject. They are in the zone. The Goats are pushing in, and there's the nade to find the flush over towards Divine. Sarah also gets spotted. That's Loops chiming in as well. They want a piece of the pie, taking shots, getting nades in. Goat want a point. They want to add it to the tally. A scrap on the Northwest side. Finally, more than one team's going in. It's Team Secret who are going to clash on that Northwest compound. And maybe Pampa Supermassive doing something. They're heading over towards Alter Ego. In the meantime, still playing 2-2 split at the moment. It looks like, yeah, Krypton and Rosemary on the north side, up towards Zephyrus still.
I mean, Alter Ego have a mission, so they set up this line where they're still taking advantage of the high ground up towards Everest whilst they have a safety anchor on the eastern side. I think this is really smart. A lot of times players who take that position on the eastern side, they send all 4 players there, and then the game gets away from you because you don't get enough done and you're hoping the circle's going to come your way, and it's a free win off the back of that. APG though, big push over towards IC. It's not happening though.
Oh, it's very close to getting a knock there. Need to stay alive. Falak hits the deck nade. That's 2 knocks down there now. IQ not back up, which means that outpost is completely down. Only 2 players alive, and Loops are going to start to put their tendrils over.
Another good shot. That's from Alter Ego once again on the high ground. It looked like it came from Ratto Boy, but it was Alter Ego. And look at this. This is just such well set up from Alter Ego.
Wow, wow, wow. He is looking so hot right now.
Very well done. Fortunately, Alter Ego will take a knock there, which is kind of a big deal to go in the position. I think at this point in time, this is where you start to fall back slightly. Alva consistently is trying to get that information, but again, you've lost a player in your bank line. That's one of you. It's a little bit uninformed of where the circle is at this point in time. As they push through, this smoke train looks pretty good so far and super necessary for them. I appreciate it. They try and take 2 angles here from Alter Ego, but yeah, they need to get 1 knock at least.
They're up to it. I mean, this is an angle that Ratto Boy could actually have an impact on as well. The approach here, he's going to see them. He's going to see all of this unfolding. As soon as they start to go for the fight, he's just going to hope that they don't look out his way. He's taking this opportunity to move up to the next rock. Has to go further, though. That's not in the zone. Needs to step further forwards than this. And that is where it's going to get really dangerous. People are going to figure it out. Yeah, you can see they're taking a look out to the field. He's got a couple
plays. But it's been a pretty damn good game for them so far, honestly. I think the main thing that's impressive here in this endgame is just the smoke usage. And very quickly set up. As soon as they hit this building as well, there was smokes laid down to try and cover them off. Yeah, kind of low on them. Good shot from Rosemary. Immediately needs to back off, and it's not the players he was looking for.
He's got 3 nades in that position for Rosemary. Needs to heal low. 9Z. They're not going to be able to flex out just yet. They do have some vehicles to play around with, but with Rosemary on the side swipe, getting up that ridge line makes it so much harder. The back towards the further high ground, get that crate as well. Might be dangerous. Snake, though, stepping forwards, getting very close to things, Blank.
Good damage so far, a little bit chip on both sides. Rosemary is a key figure in this endgame. Up to 8 elims so far this game, doing a fantastic job, and it's a singular corridor almost in terms of the...
Snake, again, cooking that nade, goes, oh, just a bit short on the health. Does get on target, but has to back off, and that's going to allow Snake to go for the heal here. 4 nades remain. Alva moving up. They're putting a lot of pressure forwards on this one, with Rosemary on the outside. 9Z, I think you go up north, you go around the edge of that building, try and sweep the compound through on that side. Rosemary, sightline isolated, but he's up onto the rooftops now, playing further back. As Alva looks to hold, 9Z, they are moving up to that north side and into the buildings, but the zone goes away from them. It's into the middle that it will fall, and that is on the outside, down the ridge in the open ground.
Yeah, Rosemary double back. There's not a lot of nades left available now for Alter Ego, and they really did need them in these last moments, and now it comes down to gun skill. Colligo finding Rosemary, which was the backstop, which leaves us into a 2v4. A very unlikely win coming now through from Alter Ego.
They got so much done, but it's 9Z who are able to move on through. Snake nade, and it's all up to Alva. A 1v4, and they have to wait and see. Looks like everybody else is fairly well extricated.
See what's next on the cards for us. Alter Ego a little bit slower to this one, but they can divert quite easily over to
Goat occupy that area, but they are going to divert further north than Goat's position. And maybe could potentially be more trouble around the corner, but at the moment, T24 just drawing attention. Yeah, they're going to be able to get this res. Rosemary moving into position, though. There's an off angle. He looks for it, and Snape gets the spray down as well. 2 players from Alter Ego able to line up the shots, and now Inner Circle have lost another player. This is a good little pickup for Alter Ego, working the ground around them.
I mean, they had a little bit of damage done to them earlier, but it's Wolves in a 4v4 with them and Reject, and it is going swimmingly well as Reject will convincing finish there for them. In the meantime, Inner Circle, with them taking down one of their players earlier, Alva crashes because we saw it even on that first game of the day, is where Papa Supermassive just could not hold on the north side of Rondo because they dealt with the first 2 crashes. But if teams keep coming, then eventually things...
We'll see what can get done. OG still lining the top of Everest with Papa Supermassive trying to move in, but with APG down beneath them, taking shots, and with OG up the top, you don't imagine that's going to be super successful.
Yeah, so that we'll find him. Let's get down off there. What are you doing? Down on the rooftops. He goes in, won't find any damage. But for Alter Ego, it looks like it's starting to come to a little bit of a close here for them. I think it's tough rotates from here on out. For APG, though, they are just fully committed to the 4-man hold.
Ooh, the nade. It's just Krypton now, I believe, left for Alter Ego. As he keeps it on going, though, wants to get stuck into the fight. Nolbu around the corner, does go down. Chips has an off angle. There's someone across the way, but Krypton finds the inside of the building. A little shack, but the Molotov burns the door away. A mad dash across, and Krypton's just juking him out right now. Osal hopping in with the auto shotty. The healing's there. He's looking for Snake, but no! He's beneath the boxes. A spin around. He got the heal off as well.
Kicked on the Molotov was something serene in that moment. Love to see it. The fact that he's able to jump out there in time and then quickly get in cover and get the first. I've also got other concern, which is getting into the circle itself. 9Z moving over towards where APG were playing, hoping to take control back again of a position they held before.
APG's nades. Fending off against Team Secret and 9Z.
Look at the slight waste of grenades there coming through from APG. I think the first couple were fine, you know, just on the off chance you're able to hit something. What is Long doing on Tiamba? Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know why you thought it was a solo. That'd be a great place to try and live out the rest of the game. Is that with the
players? The job is done. Wolves regroup back down to the south. They know that with the circle shifting up north, their compound is going to be a prime target. Taking for teams on the south side. I'm looking at Falcons.
OG is just major oversight over to... I think I like this flex out over towards the eastern side. Leaving Wizgod behind to fend off the 2 players from Goat is a good idea. Not likely Goat's going to push, and these players on the east can start to take shots over towards GS or even the Falcons as they attempt to come on in.
Ratto Boy wants to try and find the spray. Gen G will look at a regroup, but they had to give one up. I think That's Tiamba out. Yes, it is. They will go down in 12. Nice and polite, but that's not going to get you anywhere. Falcons and GS, though, are clashing heavily on this hilltop. At the moment, it's going both ways and taking knocks. And Falcons finally finding an advantage. But in rolls Esso. He's down from across the way. It's a tanky taking the shot. Are the Falcons still alive? Only just for the blue zones here. And Redox desperately trying to heal it. And he can't get it done. The bandage is not fast enough. And that is two teams isolated with one spray down from a tanky.
Yeah, I mean, the easy stuff. And this is exactly what I was talking about, is that flex out towards the eastern side. It's the obvious choice, and it's well done. That clears a massive amount of space. Finally, Top is able to hit a disgusting grenade, so maybe not a waste after all. Just needs to find the right angle on it. Send one back. There's some okay nades. Good chip damage as well.
Molotov just goes a little bit long. They're not quite sinking them down.
But it corrals them, though.
It does do that, yeah, you're right, and actually forces one of them out. That will be a nade range of Gen G. Maybe now they should have had the nades. Unfortunately, not to be. The nades keep sinking in, but the heal's coming through to keep them safe. There's shots. Who's that coming from? That's Wolves. Doran able to shut down Ziol, and they have to back it off. Seems like this compound makes teams think that they can peak when they shouldn't. Doc, learning from that last match, moves out to where we saw Rosemary flex out to last time.
Yeah, I mean, in that spot as well, it's difficult for APG to remove them. And now because they're close towards the center, APG has a big problem on their hands.
Wizgod is peeks over the ridgeline and immediately is humbled on the peak. Doesn't go down to a rock or two. Maybe they'll stay alive for just a moment longer. This fight in the compound just doesn't seem to want to conclude. OG.
Nice.
To fully isolate. That's the nade they were looking for. That is what they wanted to find, and the first knock is finally going to come through.
Nice.
A second, a third as well. That's the off angle coming in, and it will be devastating for them. A fourth nade, maybe they'll find it. Reefus does go down in the meantime. Doc should be on picking that one up. That nade's going to go wide. Just the one player now, left standing, and Ziol spots him. The off angles do too. The Wolves are going to have a say.
I mean, the tanky's picking up points from the back of this as well, over towards Team Secret. Again, it's not an easy nade to throw for Ziol. It really does quite take some precision. Doc makes that one look pretty easy though, but again, it's going into the Gauntlet there, where they were playing against some of the best teams in the world.
Really, really high up the mountain, getting that off angle, using the time available to him without that blue zone on the pressure. And yeah, Wizgod, he's done and dusted, will be flushed out now.
I think D+ needs to find their footing once again, because at the moment this just isn't going to cut it.
She's going to have to move north, and maybe D+ make it to third, you know?
Still the thing that they are struggling to do here.
Oh, you can't let that happen as well. The solo position coming through from D+. That's going to split and range of everything else. APG flexing out. Look at Top move. He's going around the edge, and it's going to be all up to AKOP down on the low ground to stay alive for them.
Nice shot from Chips. Immediate response over towards Top. I think there was a little bit of assistance coming through from the sidelines there.
No way.
And that's the... Again, they know that Chips is here.
He known. He's trying to drop these smokes and get a little bit safer. I don't think such a place exists.
Yeah. For APG, I think this is a win. It should be a win, right? For Wolves, if they're able to take the fight to APG, though, that is a massive thing for them. For Wolves, it will certainly put some confidence back in them, which I think they're absolutely lacking at the moment. I think that there's a lot of times where Wolves are even second-guessing their own decisions that they make in these games, where two players will have a very different... Has really helped them, but Doc already finding that angle over towards Igor is pretty bad news. 12 elims so far for APG, and nade down the hillside to confirm this knock over towards Chips. He just about jumps out the way. Doc?
It's the buggy reposition.
Hello?
The nade is long. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Doc moves out as well. Chips finally goes down. His baton to move forwards a little bit with their off angles. This is a straight up 3v4 between these two teams now, as they were able to find one of the Wolves earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Doc just...
Absolutely. Getting the tire blown out doesn't mean you can't look good. And he is going to slide into safety. Slide into home base. The Wolves now flexing baton out. Trying to get a north side position. Remember, it closes dead center on this circle. And APG are going to move up to the ridge lines. There's this divot that sits in front of the Wolves. APG can't go full for it. I mean, especially can't, given the 14 nades on side for the Wolves. They've got a lot of utility, and APG, they need to place that one nade perfectly.
For APG, it is just one day they need, but I think they expended a lot of them over towards Team Secret earlier. I think they're trying to find safety in numbers, but what they need here is angles over towards APG, and they're unwilling to go for them. Baton just exposes himself there. Zol's immediately stepping up. Now just 2 players remaining. Coops would need 2 massive nades to finish from now. And it's definitely, it should be a 16 elim game here coming through for APG, barring some craziness from the Wolves.
You would think so. As they get that flush, they're up to 14 already. They're grouped up a little bit, and there's still a couple of nades left. They're all being unleashed now, though, and none of them really connecting. Doc a little bit further away than that. The bounce around the side. He just steps out in time. Doc just about in cover. He knows nades. He knows what's going on there. And there go the Molotovs, the utility. Ziol stepped up and does get taken down. Coops needs to commit to the heal right now, and there's no nades in response. There's still, no, they don't have any. It's only 1 nade on the Wolves' back pocket. That gets them forwards towards top. Goes long. Coops forced into the trade. And from the high ground, will not be needed. The backup not there. Thora behind the tree will get burnt away. And APG, I don't onto the zone. Hold on to the game this time around. And it is a different team that we're seeing from the Gauntlets who've stepped into Group Green.
Yeah, I mean, if you were an APG, they were getting slammed by the hammer, and now they look...
Vehicles head on out. You can see they're over, towards the west side of the Yaz fields. Grab a vehicle or 2. They should be okay. And we're definitely not going to the Gatka fields, Blank. We're going over to the...
A bit of argy-bargy going on in terms of teams all rotating on top of one another because the spots are limited. Hello. Pistol out, see what we can get done. The monster truck is coming though. One more shot, it's all it takes, and he does find it. Very nice.
Got quite a lot of ammo in that pistol. It's looking good on the iron sights. Oh dear, came up against a rifle. That is, that's...
I think for Narvalo, it's an unfortunate one, especially with Narvalo being one of the best players on that squad in terms of gun skill. Get started, especially if it moves over towards the fields. You've got a lot of vision here. You can play on the south side. Okay, here's those shots from Dami. Oh, insane spray transfer as well. Yeah. Assisted by Quick with the SKS.
It's just awful.
Yeah. It's just really not good. The same. It's the only way. It's the only way to get them to do well. All right, you're lay into them, and they can take it. Ooh, dry respect.
Circle's laying into the lobby right now, heading all the way out to the east side. Lepovka Circle, very rare. We'll see who's going to be able to crunch in over that mansion area. A lot of buildings is surrounded by open Wizgod, as OG did get torn apart a little bit. They tried to crash over the hill into Lepovka. The Falcons now join them. Obviously, we know they lost a player earlier on. But the teams have managed to consolidate themselves to the east side. It has been a bit of a mad dash. Except for Go. I think they're still on a bit of a wide rotate Blank. It is maybe time for the armbands for 1 or 2 players, you'd imagine. Ooh, you can see the next circle will be popping soon. As 9Z yet to fully transition away from Yasnaya, they will have before. And it is always in these 3-day sets about transitioning to the next days. They've had a great success in today's games, but we've seen bigger than 48. And granted, they still do have half the day to play, but it's not something you can rely on. It's not enough just yet. Nades exchange now on the cliffs between Falcons playing as 3 and OG playing as 2. Falcons with Ralph all the way as a backstop. That's a big nade. Blast the card of the sky and AKOP with it. Wizgod now the last player to stand. And that's flushed up. That's stolen away, that point. That's nasty. Is this going to sign? Yeah, that's true. But some of the points have come from this game. 2 of them. So technically they are just shy in terms of the average points per game. We'll see what more they can come as they head on up. The APG camp. Ratto first. Go down on the fight. Reefus able to flee around the side, fling himself a little bit further. Top chasing down those knocks, chasing down maybe an Elim point more. As they spot Luke's descending the hill. Rafinha on foot over Ziol, not a chance. Reefus on guard, and he steps up well. APG.
We saw there, when teams come to fight you, it is just bare knuckle fighting, essentially, where there's not too much cover, you're just straight in there. In the meantime, Alter Ego coming up against Tiamba, and that's more like the Bond I know.
He's looking for more, looking for those flashes, looking for those reses, looking to try and rely on his teammate as well as, unfortunately, they have lost one. There is 2 or 3 other teams around here who will hear this all unfold, and Gen G are going to strike out first with the nades. Reject, are they going to try and get involved, or are they going to try and get ahead of this one, try and cut around the outside? But the first nade lands. Tiamba doing a lot of damage, getting those flushes as Alter Ego are Ragey, there he goes. Reject did not want to get ahead. They wanted to add a point to their tally, and it looks like they're going to get stuck in here with Ragey crashing in.
It's not going well for Reject. But QCZ being down, Bond needs to hit a good Molotov down the stairs here. We'll try and bounce it off the side, doesn't get too much burnt out of the way. So they do have a spy in the mix for Tiamba. They will need to get rid of Ragey, but the nade into Sarah knock. Synchronized destruction over towards Tiamba. Apollo's already left the game. He's had enough of 4 players. And the scorecard doesn't look crazy for them in terms of points, but I think initial rotates from Wolves are good. Again, I think it's just that closing of the game that they seem to struggle with the most right now.
Getting too much further than that, that's real massive sway the points that you're losing out on. D+ trying to slice through the Gen G hold, but Fabian goes down first. Dammy holding on the inside. Finally, they get that knock for D+, but it's maybe too little too late because Nolbu's down as well. You've got the last player from GOAT who's overlooking this potentially to wait to see who filters on out. Actually, Gen G are down to 2. D+ down to 2 as well. Oaksal doing a lot of work here, it has to be said, for D+, and Falcons chime into the fight for good measure.
Yeah, help out C from the Wolves right now. You know, they are now thinking about what's the next step. What do we need to do now to secure the next position? The Baton immediately going for that scout there.
I mean, first of all, get all this information, but take these shots as well. That little rock, say LithPG do still have oversight. In the meantime, a little bit of scrap between Inner Circle, Loops as well joining, as well as 9Z.
GS might even try and get on this. This is a lot of different teams all in one building. IQ will go down, but T24 wreaking havoc on the bottom floor at the moment. There's Coligo left remaining, but we know how much of a terror Coligo can be from upstairs, looking to stamp his feet.
Let's look at a Fala go down in the other building there to Vatine on the hop-in. The heal went through, and that's T24 down. So Inner Circle fully flushed. GS not getting involved in this fight at all. They are now mounting up into a vehicle, but they can't make a decision. Well, they certainly haven't yet. Well, off of that blank, off that fight, no one really got too many points, and they've all gone down before.
Too influential on the map in terms of those eliminations.
This stage. I mean, for APG, who takes them down here? I mean, is Team Secret? Maybe? But even then, like, their run out is going to be completely overlooked by that push. I mean, Wolves probably actually is the most likely in this scenario to be able to take them out.
I mean, if you are Team Secret, like, to be honest, you should be pushing west here or trying to sweep on one of these sides, because this is the big reason why APG is having free reign on the west, is because they're almost certain that Team Secret's not going to leave that compound. That would be the like sneaky maneuver that Team Secret could make here, which is to completely abandon that compound, which is likely not to be in this next circle anyway, and go for a quick spin. But again, I think Team Secret's just worried. They've been playing worried all day, and I think that APG is the one team right now who is playing with that vast amount of confidence and bravado in these games.
That's going to be a tough start. Wolves and Papa Supermassive, though, not taking the opportunity, with APG diverting a lot of their power up. Hang on a minute. That's a lot of damage done. Maybe they are finding the opportunity. Maybe they are looking for that opening.
They should be able to get this res here, honestly, I believe. But it's also understandable why they go for that rotate. Good knock from Doc there. Again, the second time today that he's gone for a rundown onto Baton as well, by the way. And it feels like they're just soloing the Wolves at the back of it. APG sends the 2 over towards that north side for the exact reason of TS going for this rotate over towards the north, which they are trying for now, and trying to scout something slightly over towards these hilltops.
You did need to wrap. Will be readable by APG. The question is, how do they respond? It looks like they're going to regroup fully, actually give ground to Team Secret, as Falcons are going to carry them as they try and get across. Not going to work out for them. Koa, happy to help.
Yeah, there's barely anything else for Falcons to look at right now other than Team Secret as they make this crossing. Again, to Team Secret, the fact they don't make this a little bit early, they could have got all four across potentially. Zhou will find Doran, and it's another high elim game, up to 10 right now. APG can close down the number, go for the back-to-back here, John.
They've had a second place so far today, a chicken dinner as well. They're now looking to try and make it a second chicken dinner, third very high placing game. That is a very lucky bounce on the nade for top, as Koa nearly was able to create an opening on the flank, but he backs off very, very quickly, knows that he's not going to get pushed, and Reefus answers with a nade to Koa, takes half his HP bar, but he's got an MG3, and Max is salivating at the thought of what he could do there, as Redox is flushed out in the open.
Going through a little bit of damage, kind of going off kilter though. GK will find Koa, so now it is just the 4v3. Before they've made some careless mistakes in the past which have led to their downfall, but a good pick off from top makes it a 4v2, and it's almost undeniable now that APG should get the win.
I mean, look at the utility, if nothing else, right? There's absolutely nothing for Team Secret to play with. It's all in APG's pocket. Doc flexing out, playing the smoke. Nades rolling over. They're going to be tickling that damage down and down and down. Team Secret need to try and hold their nerve in a 2v4 against APG when they're feeling hot. There's not many that can withstand the test. And Top steps it up, does it all himself. The P90 able to rattle them down.
Is ginormous. They're looking for the century in one day here, John, and they're making it look almost possible as well.
A game, Neptura. Are you kidding me?
I'm so happy. I love this so much. APG comeback of the century. Let's go. This is exactly what they needed, and it's not something any of us.
The Gauntlet. So, and that's in 4 matches. Very, very impressive stuff. Go 2 teams that struggle a little bit. Genji less so than GOAT right now.
They are, yeah, Genji up in 7th place, but even there, that's not going to be super comfy, especially with a 72-pointer on the map in Hacienda. Corners, top floor owned by Goat, and Quick wants to try and hop up. No, not going to be allowed to get up the stairs, just hopping in through the ground floor window.
A Winnie on board with the pump action. Circle over towards that northwest side. Few teams over towards this location. Tiamba getting a good start over towards Crater Fields and the high ground line, where you have 20 points galore, starting from 5th place, dropping.
Sarah will, I'm sure, see more of that in the elimination feed once they decide to get going. Not that they need to immediately, but it is APG on screen right now. The names on everyone's lips, and oh, okay, hang on a minute. We've got Genji finally stepping out and immediately take a knock.
Yeah, it's definitely a game of chicken, really, here for refrag game. But this is a little bit of a push upstairs. 2 goes down already. I'm glad for it. You know, Go takes the first move, and it was necessary.
They are going to get that res as well on the sidelines. Picking up those elus, picking up those flushes quick. Not going to save his teammate there. Obviously not able to step around down the staircase. But now it's just Quick left. A sliver of HP, 1 shot. He's waiting for the others to step through. Has got that.
This is IC. Or just dip. See what they want to do with it. Second circle shift though, John.
Up towards that north side. Jamba. Get a big split across it as well. Those hills in the middle. For
where they're passing through is the roads on the north side, and as we play in that area, should it come there? But most teams are looking for position right now.
Rightly so. The south side, though, much busier on this edge, EPG.
Yeah, they are slightly pincered, though, between them and Loops, and I think Loops is probably the biggest target to get rid of at the moment.
Fairly soon, as Reject mounting up some nades. It was Papara Supermassive who are causing them trouble. You can see Reject are split across their road. Apollo, I think he's going to really struggle to get back into this one. That one's the next stage for them. And APG are lining up to take shots out of Reject. They still have Apollo, I believe, on the south side.
No!
To worry about, no. He is going to look to try and cross. And APG just keep going. They don't stop. He's still got all.
Doc, no! It's fine. No!
Oh, no.
Oh, it's happening. They got too big for their boots. They're winning too much. Here towards Papara Supermassive, trying to get ahead of the issue, which is quite smart after initially finding that knock.
Ooh, no. Oh dear. A Psycho player death. Marvelous. Something miraculous. The lobby is defeating APG. Ziolo with a challenge to Apollo, but he's good for one. Reapus now has to try and find him, but Apollo holds on a 1v2. Team Secret on the southeast side, needing to move in. Alter Ego still on their split blank. Still Guardians to the approach. Ooh, Loops making their approach though over towards OG. One of them down, one of them very, very low there as well. Nades from Aru. He needs to up that elimination game. We were talking about it before, during the breaks between these matches, and now's the time to do it. But Tanky getting knocked as well. Aru needs to find it, and he does. The spray down's good over towards Loops. It's traded off, but it keeps them in it for just a moment longer. One of them's been flushed away. AKOP going for that heal, and Wizgod cooking a nade. Ratu Boy and Neilzada. Oh my god. Explosion. Wizgod opens the cannons. It's a 1v1 now, but it's Loops to close it down into a 1v4v4.
Oh my days. Papara Supermassive desperately wanted that one as well. They get 7 elims, so they profited a little bit off the back of it. Tiamba.
In goes Chips. D+ do not want to let this one go. They need to keep Nobu alive, and Chips wants to fight. He steps up, but can't quite get the spray. Not the first one. Doran backs off again.
Has good info now though, and a nade should do the trick. Lobs it down, will take down Doran. Now just Coops left alive off in the distance. Immediately look to pick up Nobu, and Nobu does such a good job there for D+. He was the big difference maker on the squad over in those finals. Favian comes in around the side. Coops tries to find a little bit of something whilst D+ attempts to reset on this fight, but it's not meant to be as D+ is able to stay alive. If they can run Nobu into the circle, the real saving private Nobu situation.
Alpha goes down as well. That is traded off.
Yeah.
Rosemary falls. This is a straight up bloodbath on the northern side. Goat taking the shots. This descent down the hill is just not working out. Alter Ego lose 2. They could not get Rosemary and Alpha back into the fight, so it's all up to Snape and Krypton. It's not looking quite as good as it once did, Blank. That regroup really suffered.
It's the regroup. The regroup is just not gonna. I mean, you're coming into stage 6, you're still playing this 2-2 split.
Plus, they're not going to be forced off their angle. Yeah, this is going to be point denial. Just try and stay alive as long as possible.
Try and get as far into this game as they can. I mean, for D+ right now, you know what the play is? The play is just to swing behind this ridge on the south side and attempt to...
But he will be okay. Not really in a position to go for the res. Papara Supermassive can't quite branch back out, and that's going to be the flush coming on through. Favian picks it up.
What I wanted to see from D+ was a little bit late, in my opinion, but made up for the fact when you do see Chips hit that disgusting shot. Sadly, we get an interesting play there with the MG3 jumping out. They'll trade a player for a player, but they do find Nico in the process. But now it looks bad.
Kamikaze in a 1v1 against Favian, and he's looking for the res on towards Norbu, but he's already got the angle. A lot of damage sent towards Kamikaze. Can he find the final shot?
Good job.
Yes, looking to try and crash straight into D+. There's only one player still alive there, and I think that 3v4 now in the final circle.
To be fair, it's way better for D+ though, and it looks a lot cleaner. This lobby, since basically Alter Ego gave the entire north side to them for free.
Bond wants to try and find a shot, or do something earlier, do something pretty. It looks like it's not quite as good looking this time around. Will be shut down. Plenty shaken by that. QZ dashes across, but there's 2 players with Tiamba. They're all caught out in the open, and there's 4 players from Goat on the hunt. It's all left to the one player left standing. A heal, a first aid comes through, maybe ticking up with the stims, but the blue zone is pushing, and I don't think he's leaving this shack.
And Nate's pretty close to you, buddy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Around the doorstep. I don't know how he's dodging all these, but fair enough. Vic around the side should be
Really happy with Wolves, right? They were going for big Western.
Really, for them to really do anything, it would probably.
I'm looking at the northeast though and worried about Alter Ego. The circle pops down, so we're going to La Bendita, Los Leones, that sort of area, keeping Impala in. So D+, they're going to be able to loot fast, take position fast. Maybe this is their game to try and turn it around, and you've got OG as well, and a big split in the middle. This is what I was worried about, up to the north side. Snape's been spotted, Alter Ego maybe denied their chance to jump up to the top 3.
KS will do the job. Some minimal gear on it. Rosemary also down to a Vector. QZZ.
Dolayı maçlara erken rotasyon atamadık. Erken rotasyon atamadığımızdan dolayı lootumuz falan da kötü olduğu için.
Where this one's going. Because where the circle sits right now.
Past and around it. Ooh, APG. Okay, they're back to play. They lost out in the first Miramar. They want to make up for lost time. They'll find Apollo. I think wasn't it Apollo that they crashed into in the last game and he 2v1'd them? That's a little bit of a revenge from that shack. And they will be able to take him down. Flush very quickly from Xiol. And they're not even going to waste any time picking through the remains. They will send on.
Past years for Reject and Japan, but back to their old antics again of sort of being on the bottom of the leaderboards, which is sad to see. A lot of their players got loaned out internationally and it's been here and there, but Reject has always been a constant force here in the internationals. So there is consistency from a singular org anyway.
Yeah, they're always willing to
Way around. Very much designed for stage 3. Playing from the position they were in sort of makes sense, but with it moving down here, life gets very tough for many different teams because you have a little bit of Los Leones cut in down towards the southwest side. You've got all this.
Yeah, it is very open, very barren. We'll see who's going to be able to claim the minimal areas available. Loop's taking a bit of a hit there on the sidelines. Falcons, they are already down to... Oh, no, wait, no, they do have all 4 of their players alive, but that might change. If he connects on the spray, but he can't quite do it. The first is good, and there's the step up. There's the backup coming through for Loops, but their players are falling as well. Ralph now needed to keep things under control for the Falcons to keep them going. They do have, instead, it is up to Ralph to be vigilant over his teammates. The blue zone is here. It's stage 3, so it's survivable. But for how much longer? A big nade, and he finds it. That's exactly what he needed. Ralph clocks him.
See, for Vitinha down the hill. Well played from Rafina. Being able to get that shot over towards Falcons Ralph as he tried to make the push out, which was sort of the obvious, just one player that you're dealing with as sort of the backup plan. You know, the emergency maneuver, you know, all aspects of that fight were thought out there by Loops, which is great.
GS in the longhouse with the nades flowing through with D+. Wanted to try and keep this one going. They are 3, but they've got 4 players alive total. It's only 3 in this location, though. GS wanted to counter push here. They're moving up close, but a nice bounce around the corner. Comes in from Nolbu. Down from the dumpster, rises from the dirt, and able to step up. That's go time, but maybe they're a little bit overzealous. And GS are going to be able to hold on the inside. They do have more players, but Osal's still on the swivel. He wants a little bit more. It's trading back and forth, and this is way muckier than you thought it might be. Given an initial double knock with a nade, it's a 1v1. Fabian and D3S and Alter Ego are jumping in.
Where is Chips, though? Why is Chips all the way on the east there? Or why did the rest of D+ engage without him? Alter Ego looking to clean house, though, on the longhouse. And again, Alter Ego's kind of surprised why Chips is taking shots from him at that distance. They're like, is that a 4th team in this area? What's going on here?
APG have angles on it too. Top through the garage. Gonna take some away. Very happy with this north point earlier as well. Otherwise they might still be as 4. But on the south edge, Rejects are pretty happy. Representatives coming through from all 3 of these teams.
Yeah, this is a confusing fight, to say the least. Nade just swings wide of the window there, will bounce back out again, but he's fully smoked up. Not a lot of angles inwards. Top continues to send a couple of shots down range for the Mini 14. Fair enough, he's got 216 shots in the back pocket.
Not good there as he gets up the stairs finally. It's all up to Jafar, but no, he's spotted as well. Alter Ego pick up the points. Alva and Krypton locked in by, as you say, Tianba. This is all the way on the west side now. They take the sprays onto Loops' approach. Wolves seem to keep getting into these positions of seeming strength and just not quite able to convert. Time and time again, they have suffered. Maybe they can do something with this west side position this time.
And see, Tiamba moves in. Alva first to face here versus Bond. QCC on the outside. Good initial shot there. No flush yet, so down to just Krypton in the 1v2. These smokes are still massively obscuring the entire APG dealing with Team Secret in the meantime, but medkit entirely for Bond too, so that's gonna be very good. Krypton at half HP. This is a hard fight for him to win now.
EBS, that's the weapon you want. Try and win those trades. Actually managed to get around that door frame. I thought that might go a little bit worse for him. Has got 4 first aids. A little bit more effectively. The nades are starting to run bare as well. 4 found. And early, but I'm not sure about it. I don't think he's making G position, and there goes Tron B. Down with the headshot he's found, and will be knocked out in the open. I don't think Papra Supermassive are going too much further here. They have got 2 players all the way up somewhere, but I think it's OG or nothing, really. Go for that crash, and it seems like that's what they'll do.
Supermassive looking for it. They've got shots coming out from the sidelines there from Kamikaze. Nico goes down though. Lost on the sidelines. Has to pull out something massive here. AKOP can't make it happen. And OG will fall versus the push from Papra Supermassive.
Get knocked earlier, and it's so unlikely that he is able to crawl all the way across. The knocks still come on in thick and fast as well. Tiamba maybe looking to crash that same spot. We'll see if they end up getting there.
Lead
towards Papra Supermassive. Trying to get rid of him. Trying to assuage the threat, or well, not really that much of a threat on that north side. Moving in for the next circle. Let's see where it goes. Is it going to go down to the south, or are we going to get pushed up towards...
Try and get some more points at the end of the day here. If they can get 60 points, they're looking really clean to get in towards that top 3 and confirm their position towards the finals. Tiamba looking to move forward here versus Papra Supermassive. Nico just spraying forward there. Will find him. QCC off in the distance, but it is 9Z who do rock up to the party, looking to clear out as many teams.
One more player for Lost to deal with DBS. He turns the corner. First tag is on. There's the off-angle shots though, and it's actually in a circle to take out Papra Supermassive to close out their day. There's the shift in. Comes through. It's not really favoring anyone. I mean, maybe Goat's position on the roadside, but he takes a lot of damage off himself. Claws up into the window. The Molotov there going to slow his approach down. The nade bubbles out. Does do damage, but not much more than that. Gen G looking to close this down. Unlikely for a third party, given that this is outside the next zone. Damn, he moves up. He's already low as well. Ragey dropping a smoke by that window, dropping the Molotov, dropping the fire as he hops out the window, trying to give them the slip, trying to give them the runaround, trying to channel Jafar from the Gauntlet stage. We'll see if he can do it, but he's already taking damage, tries to run off down the ridgeline, and I think that's going to be the give-up sign for him. Will get
Nations left in the lobby is certainly dwindling away, but a good initial start here versus IC is good.
I mean, they have 9 elims, blank. They need 15, which means they need 6 more than they've got right now. They are available, right? But it all relies on them taking the fights rather than the other 2 teams. And you've got to think that Gen G want to get stuck into this to allow themselves to move further south. T24 going to be the major face against them right now, keeping them penned into their shack. But if APG can take these shots as well, they might be able to get the flushes too. We'll see if they're able to close this game down.
APG, the big difficulty is when it starts to move away from them. They really need to get a lot of value out of stage 8 right now before we hit stage 9. They can't really be going into it with these 2 teams being at full force. That's where it gets really tough for them.
An outpost there. Gen G do, but the road crossing is still going to be very, very difficult. They are going to go for it. Oh, sorry, hang on a minute. Yeah, they have just fully gone for it. They are already on the other side. Top is preoccupied with getting these elims on the north side. There's already a knock sent over towards Inner Circle. Desperately looking for that res as the next zone will start to close fairly soon. Stage 8 will touch and then we'll go dead center. And because Gen G have moved, exactly where they are is the middle of the circle blank on their roadside. They have managed to find this ridge and APG have let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, they were a little preoccupied with IC there, to be honest with you. And it all comes down to this. This is going to be a messy endgame here now for all the teams involved. And I do think it is quite hard for APG. I think Gen G makes a pretty astute of two significant teams here. Doc makes the run out. It will be some shots going backwards, but not before Doc is taken down. He attempted to get up towards the loot crate, which was the smart choice.
Tries to use that as cover, but Top now is knocked as well as IQ starting to put the pert down on them. Zol's the next, and Gen G are taking their turn at the top dogs, and they're looking for more as well. Adding these points in, I think at this stage, it's very unlikely of making a century. They might still find the chicken dinner if they're lucky. We'll see what they can do on a third party, because that's the angle they were looking for. Doc able to find one. I like that goes down as well, but Reefus falls next, and Doc's still going with a blue zone at his back. He's still on his belt buckle, taking those shots. He wants this blood spill.
I mean, IC may have ruined the day, but I think APG might have just ruined theirs here. All things said, though, 9 elims. We wanted to see a good Inner Circle game towards the end here, and we have certainly got it. IQ goes down as Gen G continues to march forwards towards them.
Inner Circle. They've had a pretty decent result over today. Some missteps maybe in the middle, but they want to claim that second place spot and make it a little bit more theirs. Unfortunately, Gen G have something to say, but look at that. Noki able to find one. Satan traded on towards Claws, not quite able to connect on the spray downs, but finally it's into a 1 versus 2, and they will start to step up around the rock. Gen G rising to the top.
Yeah, good stuff there from Gen G.
Interesting close down, I think, on that day, on that game.
Same for Inner Circle, right? Of course, Inner Circle is where we get some of the best gameplay ever and they just dominate the lobby, Neptura, or they just completely mess up big time and they're just not even involved in the top of the leaderboards. It's good to see we got that first option here for Inner Circle. Very happy about it.
Yeah, very, very nice indeed. And it's usually very hot and cold with them. It's nice to see that even though, well, that's the biggest daily MVP step.
За манай багийн хувьд гэх юм бол Gauntlet-ийг ер нь гайгүй орж ухаа гэж бодоод жоох хайг тоглосон байж магадгүй. Тэгээд одоо Green Group ороод ерөнхийдөө гаргаж ирсэн алдаануудаа засаад тэгээд орж ирсэн.
Our team, I believe that in the Gauntlet stage, we were way too overconfident in ourselves, and on the group win, we are only thinking about fixing our problem and playing the best we can.
That's fair.